Welcome back to my channel where today I am going to reveal one of the most unbelievable discoveries in the world of rare coins. Imagine finding a tiny copper-colored coin that most people ignore. A coin that many people toss in jars or leave on the counter as spare change. But what if I told you that one specific coin, the 2005 1-cent euro coin, has been valued at an astonishing $8.3 million? Yes, you heard that right. A coin so small that it is often dismissed as worthless. Pocket change could actually be worth more than a mansion, more than a supercar, and in fact, more than the lifetime savings of many families combined. This is not a myth. This is the reality of the rarest version of the 2005 1-cent euro coin. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly why collectors are going crazy for it, how it achieved such an astronomical value, and how you might just be sitting on a hidden fortune without even realizing it. Let me start with a simple question. How many times have you ignored a 1-cent coin? If you live in the United States, maybe you've ignored pennies. And if you've traveled to Europe, maybe you've dismissed the 1-cent euro coin as worthless. After all, what can a single cent buy in today's world? Almost nothing. But here's where the twist comes in. Sometimes, the least valuable coin in terms of face value can become the most valuable coin in terms of collector's value. And that's exactly what happened with the 2005 1-cent euro coin. The euro currency was introduced in the early 2000s, replacing the old currencies of many European nations. Coins were minted in massive quantities to ensure that the new currency could circulate widely. Billions of coins were produced. So, you might think, how can any one coin among billions be valuable? The answer lies in minting errors, rarity, and collector demand. Out of billions of coins, sometimes a very tiny number are minted with mistakes. Sometimes a coin is struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the wrong piece of metal. Sometimes the die used to strike the coin is misaligned. Sometimes the coin is double struck. And in the case of the 2005 1-cent euro coin, certain versions were produced with such unique and rare characteristics that they instantly caught the attention of serious collectors. Now let's put this in perspective. Imagine you're going through your coin jar, sorting through old coins. You see a 1-cent euro coin dated 2005. You might think it's worth, well, 1 cent. But what if that very coin was one of the rare misprints? One of the extremely limited versions that is sold at auction for millions. That's the kind of discovery that changes lives overnight. And that's why this coin has become one of the hottest topics in the numismatic community. The specific case of the 2005 1-cent euro coin valued at $8.3 million comes down to its extreme rarity. Only a handful of these coins are believed to exist, with the rare features that collectors crave. When one of them appeared in an auction in Europe, it sparked an international bidding war. Collectors from the United States, Asia, and Europe fought to own it, and the price kept climbing higher and higher until it finally settled at an incredible $8.3 million. This shocked not just coin collectors, but the entire financial world. How could such a small, insignificant coin reach such a price? The answer is simple. Rarity plus demand equals value. Let's talk about the design of the coin for a moment. The standard 1-cent euro coin is made of copper-plated steel, small in size, with the reverse showing the denomination and a globe. On the obverse, each country in the Eurozone can choose its own design. In 2005, different countries issued their own versions, but certain coins were minted with striking errors, unusual details, or on the wrong planchets, making them stand out from the billions of ordinary coins. For example, there have been reports of some 2005 1-cent coins being struck on blanks meant for higher denominations, which made them slightly larger or heavier than normal. Others had misaligned dies, creating off-center designs. These kinds of variations are exactly what drive collectors wild. And let's not forget condition. In coin collecting, condition is king. A coin that has been circulated, scratched, or worn down might still be rare, but it will never achieve the same price as a pristine example in mint state. The 2005 1-cent euro coin that sold for $8.3 million was in superb condition, virtually untouched, graded at the highest possible levels by professional grading companies. That flawless state made it even more desirable to collectors, who knew that such an example would likely never appear again in their lifetime. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can a coin worth 1 cent suddenly become worth millions? It almost sounds too good to be true. But history shows us that this is not unusual in the world of numismatics. Think of the famous 1943 copper penny from the United States, which has sold for hundreds of thousands. Or the 1933 St. Gordon's double eagle gold coin, which sold for over $7 million. Time and again, coins that once seemed ordinary have gone on to become treasures worth fortunes. The 2005 1 cent euro coin is simply the latest and perhaps the most shocking example of this trend. Collectors in the United States are particularly obsessed with coins that combine rarity, errors, and international appeal. That's why the 2005 1 cent euro coin has drawn so much attention in American auctions. Wealthy collectors don't just want American coins. They want world coins, especially when those coins are surrounded by mystery and controversy. And when they hear about a coin selling for over $8 million, they want a piece of that action. Let's dive deeper into the psychology here. Why are people willing to pay such enormous sums for a tiny coin? The answer lies in human nature. Collectors crave exclusivity. They want something no one else has. When you own a coin that only a handful of people in the entire world can claim, you're part of an exclusive club. It's not just about the metal. It's about prestige, history, and status. Owning a coin like the 2005 1 cent euro, valued at $8.3 million, is like owning a masterpiece painting or a rare diamond. It's about proving that you have something extraordinary. Now imagine for a moment that you could be one of those lucky people. Imagine finding that tiny copper coin, holding it in your hand, and realizing that you're holding a fortune. That's the dream that keeps people searching through their change, visiting coin shops, and attending auctions. And that's the dream that makes videos like this so important, because knowledge is the first step to discover. So let's talk about how you can identify whether you have one of these rare coins. First, look closely at the year. It must be 2005. Second, examine the weight and size. Some of the rare versions are slightly off due to being struck on the wrong planchet. Third, check the design carefully. Is it perfectly aligned? Is the lettering correct? Are there any unusual markings, doubling, or shifts in the design? These are signs of errors that could make your coin worth millions. And finally, consider the condition. If your coin looks uncirculated, with sharp edges and full luster, then you might just be holding something truly special. But don't rely only on your eyes. If you think you have something rare, the next step is to send it to a professional grading company, like PCGS or NGC. These companies will certify your coin, assign it a grade, and confirm whether it has the rare characteristics collectors are after. Without certification, collectors may be hesitant to pay top dollar. But with certification, the sky is the limit. And speaking of the sky being the limit, let's return to the auction scene. When the $8.3 million sale happened, it sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world. Reporters covered it, experts analyzed it, and suddenly, everyone wanted to know more about the 2005 1 cent euro coin. Collectors who had ignored euro coins before suddenly started paying attention. Auction houses reported a surge in interest, and ordinary people across the globe began digging through their old travel change, hoping to strike it rich. That's the ripple effect of a major sale. One record-breaking price can transform an entire market overnight. So, where does that leave us today? The truth is, the 2005 1 cent euro coin remains one of the most elusive and sought-after coins in the world. With only a tiny number in existence, the chances of finding one are slim, but not impossible.